Most budgeting apps don't help you save money. They just show you where your money went. Which is useful the same way a security camera is useful. It records the crime, but it doesn't stop it. If you've ever downloaded a money app, felt great about it for 3 days, and then never opened it again, you're not lazy. You probably just picked the wrong app for the wrong reason. Today I'm going to show you 5 apps that actually change your financial behavior, not just your awareness. I'll tell you what each one does, who it's for, what it costs, and what to watch out for. By the end you'll know exactly which one to start with, because the answer is never all 5 at once. Before we get into the list, let's establish what we're looking for. There are hundreds of budgeting apps. Most of them fail for the same reason: they're passive. They connect to your bank, categorize your purchases, and send you a chart at the end of the month. You look at the chart, feel vaguely guilty, close the app, and do nothing differently. The apps that actually work do one of 3 things. First, they force you to make decisions before you spend, not after. Second, they automate something you'd otherwise forget or skip. Third, they remove friction from a habit you already want to build. Every app on this list does at least one of those 3 things. That's my filter. The first app is YNAB. You need a budget. And yes, it's a paid app. $14.99 a month, or about $99 a year. I'm putting the paid app first because it's genuinely the most effective personal finance tool I've seen for people who are serious about getting their spending under control. YNAB uses something called zero-based budgeting. Every single dollar you earn gets assigned a job before you spend it. You don't track spending after the fact, you decide in advance what each dollar is for. Rent. Groceries. Emergency fund. Fun money. Everything gets a category, and you only spend from the category it belongs to. The system forces you to be intentional. Instead of asking, "Where did my money go?" you ask, "Where should this money go?" That one shift changes everything about how you make daily financial decisions. YNAB says the average new user saves more than $600 in the first 2 months alone. I can't independently verify that number, but the logic tracks. When you're forced to look at your money before spending it, you naturally spend less on things that don't matter. The 34-day free trial is long enough to actually form the habit. Try it before paying. If you stick with it past day 30, the fee pays for itself quickly. Who it's for: anyone who has money coming in but can never figure out where it goes. It works especially well if you've tried tracking apps before and found them useless. What to watch out for: the learning curve is real. Give it 2 full weeks before deciding if it's for you. The first week is confusing. App 2 is Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill. This one is free at the basic level, and the core feature alone is worth installing. It finds every subscription you're paying for and shows them all in one place. The average American pays for subscriptions they've completely forgotten about. We're talking streaming services you signed up for during a free trial. Gym apps you downloaded once. Cloud storage from 3 phones ago. News sites you read twice. Rocket Money connects to your bank and credit cards, scans for recurring charges, and puts them all in a list. You see them, you decide which ones to cancel, and you cancel them right from the app. The average user finds around $72 a month in subscriptions they didn't realize they were paying. That's over $860 a year, just from canceling things you forgot you were paying for. Not from cutting spending you care about, from eliminating spending you didn't even remember existed. The premium tier adds budgeting, bill negotiation, and a credit score tracker for between $4 and $12 a month. The bill negotiation feature can save you money on cable, internet, and phone bills by having their team negotiate on your behalf. Whether that's worth paying for depends on how much you hate making those calls yourself. Who it's for: anyone who pays for stuff on autopilot and hasn't looked closely at their bank statement in months. Even if you're already financially organized, run this once just to see what's there. What to watch out for: connecting your bank accounts to a third-party app means sharing read access to your transactions. Rocket Money uses Plaid for this, the same infrastructure most major financial apps use. It's widely used and generally considered secure, but you should know what you're agreeing to. App 3 is Acorns. Acorns does one thing: it automatically invests small amounts of money so consistently that you eventually stop thinking of it as investing. The signature feature is roundups. Every time you make a purchase, Acorns rounds it up to the nearest dollar and invests the difference. You buy coffee for $3.47, it invests 53 cents. You fill your gas tank for $48.12, it invests 88 cents. Individually, those amounts mean nothing. But across hundreds of transactions a month, and over months and years, it adds up. More importantly, it builds a habit. You stop feeling like investing is something that requires a big decision or a large lump sum. It just happens, silently, in the background. Acorns costs $3 a month for the standard tier. The investments go into diversified portfolios of ETFs, similar to index funds, based on a risk level you choose. It's not a YNAB level control, but it's not supposed to be. It's designed for people who want to start investing without thinking too hard about it, and it does that extremely well. Who it's for: people in their 20s who have never invested before and want to start somewhere. Also good for people who've tried to build an investment habit manually and kept failing because they forget or talk themselves out of it. What to watch out for: $3 a month is a meaningful cost if your balance is small. If you only have $200 in there, you're paying 18% annually in fees, which wipes out any returns. Don't let a small balance sit there forever. Once you have a decent amount, move it to a low-cost brokerage like Fidelity or Vanguard and take direct control. App 4 is Capital One Shopping, previously known as Honey before PayPal changed it. It's free. Completely free. No subscription, no hidden fees. You install it as a browser extension, and from that point on, every time you're about to check out on a shopping site, it automatically tests every available coupon code and applies the best one. You do nothing. It just runs in the background. It also has a price history tracker for major retail sites, so you can see whether the sale price you're looking at is actually a good deal or whether the item was cheaper 3 weeks ago. And it has a cashback feature where you earn credits on purchases at participating stores. The catch is that Capital One, the financial company, is now the operator. Their business model involves using aggregate shopping data. If that concerns you, it's a real consideration. But for pure dollar savings with zero ongoing cost, it's hard to argue against having this installed if you buy anything online. Who it's for: anyone who shops online. That's it. There's no reason not to use this if you're not already. What to watch out for: coupon codes don't always exist. For some purchases it applies a 10 or 15% code immediately, for others it finds nothing. The savings are real but inconsistent. This isn't something you budget around, it's just background savings on purchases you were already making. App 5 isn't exactly what you'd think of as a savings app, it's a bank app. Specifically the Ally Bank app. I'm including it because Ally does something most traditional banks don't. They let you create multiple savings buckets inside a single account, each one labeled and tracked separately, all earning a high-yield interest rate that's currently around 4.5% annually. What this means in practice is you can open one Ally savings account and create separate buckets for emergency fund, vacation fund, new laptop fund, and car repair fund, all automatically earning interest, all visible in one place, each with its own name and target amount. You set up automatic transfers from your checking account on payday, and the app shows you how much progress you've made toward each goal. The psychology of named buckets is more powerful than it sounds. When money just sits in one savings account, it feels like a pool you can pull from. When it's labeled Emergency Fund, $3,400 of $6,000, touching it feels like a setback. That label creates friction, and friction is exactly what you want when the goal is to not spend the money. Who it's for: anyone who has trouble saving for multiple goals at once without mixing up the money, and anyone who is still earning near zero interest in a traditional savings account. What to watch out for: Ally is an online-only bank, which means no branches. Customer service is phone and chat only. If you need a physical location, look at SoFi or Marcus by Goldman Sachs instead. Both offer similar high-yield savings features with comparable rates. Here's the thing about this list, you don't need all 5. In fact, starting with all 5 is how you end up using none of them. Decision fatigue is real, and managing 5 separate financial apps is its own part-time job. Here's how to actually use this list. If you have no idea where your money goes, start with YNAB. Give it 2 weeks. If you're organized but losing money to forgotten charges, start with Rocket Money. If you already budget but don't invest, start with Acorns. Capital One Shopping costs nothing to install and takes 2 minutes, just do it now. And if you're earning less than 4% on your savings, move to Ally. Pick one. Set it up. Let it run for 30 days. Then, only if you're ready, add another. Automation beats willpower every single time, and the goal of every app on this list is to make the right financial behavior the default, not the exception. Let's recap. App 1, YNAB, Zero-Based Budgeting, forces intentional spending decisions before the money leaves your account. App 2, Rocket Money, finds and cancels forgotten subscriptions, potentially $800 a year in recovered spending. App 3, Acorns, round-up investing that builds an investment habit without requiring a big decision. App 4, Capital One Shopping, free browser extension that applies coupons and cashback automatically. App 5, Ally Bank, high-yield savings with named buckets for goal-based saving. If today's video was useful, my next one covers Roth IRA versus traditional IRA, 2 tax-advantaged accounts that are even more powerful than any app once you've got the basics handled. I'll link it at the end. And if you want more straightforward personal finance content built for people who are starting from scratch, subscribe. New videos every week, no jargon, no nonsense. I'll see you in the next one.